year has been a hugely challenging year for all our students, but for final year fashion students in particular, the production of their collections has required them to transform the way in which they've had to work. This has called upon them to be responsive, agile and flexible to the changed circumstances and in their approach to their fashion studies. It has meant that they've been working from home, be it in the kitchen, living room, bedroom or even the garden and open spaces, to be able to produce the physical sample outcomes for their final fashion collections. They truly have embraced making the world work for them, and we are exceptionally proud of our student achievements in what has been the most challenging of times.
The global pandemic, which began in 2020, has created immense social, economic, political and technological changes which have affected the fashion industry. As a designer, I'm constantly looking for changes in consumer behaviour and shifting market trends. Changes that I've observed have been the importance of connecting with the natural world on a personal and spiritual level for greater wellness and mental health benefits. The pandemic has accelerated the fashion industry's search for sustainable and circular solutions to manufacturing. Our greater reliance upon digital connectivity to navigate the period of the pandemic out of necessity has also driven greater use of 3D software tools within the apparel design process. I can appreciate how tough it's been for university students trying to work throughout the pandemic, and especially in fashion design, where it's critical to be hands-on with fabrics and mannequins, for example, during the development process. I was impressed by the level of detail which went into Ellie's Fibonacci code concept, with the placement and construction method of the graphic. Her 2D drawings showing the full collection were beautifully rendered, detailing the flowing drape silhouettes. Chloe took a refreshing approach by collaborating with a graffiti artist. She included features such as on-trend slogans and badges inspired by 80s hip-hop culture. Rhoda's project contained beautiful concept sketchwork with many nice details, such as the laser-etched graphics on the denim Alice jacket and the checkerboard print in Nigerian national colours. Great work, Rhoda. The entries this year from all the universities have been excellent. The levels of creativity and garment construction methods has really wowed me, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be a judge. I've definitely had an extremely difficult time in selecting the winner, and I'm thrilled to announce that the winner of the Fashanne Awards is Georgie Lee from the University of Northampton.
My collection is an escape to imagination, inspired by childhood stories to really reflect that carefree life filled with happiness and joy.
This project hits the right balance between sports heritage and casual wear. The Jolie Joure's concept of fantastical worlds for escapism demonstrates originality, especially when combined with her heritage ski wear silhouettes. This is a novel and refreshing approach to athleisure. It's a future-facing, optimistic and uplifting collection as we move out of the pandemic. She utilised an on-trend colour palette combined with contrasting but complementary layering of different techniques such as digital printing and knitwear for a great end result. Congratulations, Georgie, on an excellent collection.
What a challenging year it's been for fashion and textile students, and I'm really proud of De Montfort's entries to this year's Fashanne. Our students have worked really hard to navigate all the challenges and produce some really beautiful products.
So this is now the second year that I'm judging this award, and last year I was impressed, but this year I'm even more impressed, and I really enjoyed seeing a lot of you talk through your personal experience and show how that's impacted why you've chosen specific themes and collections. I know it's going to be hard when everybody graduates from university, but just know that things will come back, because the industry is doing well. Actually, as much as we have seen a lot of press and media around certain brands not making it through the pandemic, it's actually made those who have survived even stronger, because they've realized that actually to survive this type of thing, you need to be flexible, you need to listen to your customers, and you need to be sustainable as well. Shweta, I really enjoyed I felt like I was with you when I was going through your portfolio, because you're saying January 2021, this is how I felt, February, this is how I felt, and you talked about things that you realized and things that didn't work, which I really appreciate. And I think if we've all learned something this year, is that it's all okay to try and fail, so long as you get back up and learn from those mistakes.
So my brand is called Post. And the reason why I use the word post, because as a prefix, it's always used in conjunction with an event. And I felt like the word always introduces a reaction.
Another example that I really enjoyed about being on that personal journey with you was Natasha. I loved that you took to social media to think about what dreams are happening off the back of COVID. So all of these things of using your personal experience to come up with a collection, I think can only benefit you, because it means that you'll love what you're doing even more so, and you'll really feel connected to it. And if you're thinking about these types of things, then hundreds of other people are going to be thinking about it as well.
My visual research came initially from looking at my great granny Nancy here, her old jewellery, so that inspired some really bold and graphic shapes which I've used throughout my project.
However, unfortunately, there can only be one winner, so I'm not going to say just who it is yet, because I'm first going to say why she's won. And I don't think I'm giving anything away, because everybody was a female. But really, the reason why she's won is because she came up with a fantastic concept. She used the idea of QR codes to connect with the consumer, but not just to connect with them so that they have access to the brand's website or social media, but also because she wanted to show transparency about the products and the costs and everything. And in doing so, it also means that she was able to reduce the amount of material used for labels, and have all that content that normally would be on a label be on a digital website. And this is something that we're seeing, actually it hasn't quite happened just yet, but we are ourselves at ITL looking into it. So this is very forward thinking of this person. She also had a fantastic explanation of her brand. I also love that I was actually able to scan the QR codes and have a look at the website. I mean, fantastic job, because those things take a lot of time. And also she used seeded paper for her swing ticket, which is very on trend at the moment. And there was also the background about why using seeded paper, not just because it's on trend, but because we have to help the bees and the environment, really. And you know what? I couldn't find any improvements for this person. So a huge congratulations to Sophie Nicol.
Hi Fashanne, I'm Kay Balderson and I'm Programme Lead here for the Fashion and Textile programmes at the University of Derby. So what a difficult year we've had, and we absolutely jumped at the chance at again being involved in your amazing award. We particularly loved the lineup of judges and the great little videos that they sent for each of the categories, just giving the students a bit of a heads up of the things that they were looking for in their submissions. And the best of luck to the fashion industry, and the best of luck to all of our students. Thank you.
my name's Katie Greenyer. I'm Creative Talent and Network Director at Pentland Brand. I have just gone through the Footwear and Accessories Awards for Fashanne 2021, and you've pulled it out of the bag. The most incredible ideations, thumbnails, sketches, innovations, both with fabric and print and sculptural elements, and with the most diverse range and variety. In the most unusual of years, or 16 months, it gives me great hope that you are being this creative without having the support and perhaps the routine of the normal life, whatever that is now.
The concept of my collection was to be a celebration of the animals who live within the Amazon rainforest and are at risk of the growing number of forest fires that are destroying the animals' homes.
Grace Anderton inspired and taken out of her comfort zone by designing cycling shoes for her parents and commuters. The concept was beautiful. Her thumbnail sketches, initial ideas, colour palette, inspired by green architecture, was absolutely beautiful, and such a project to go through, and I understood every level of where you were going to. I hope you wake skate, Lucy Roberts, because you know so much about it.
The rider is not actually attached to the board and is pulled over a series of obstacles on the water, which involves great skill and balance.
The idea of balance and how you have to balance on the wake skate, but also how you've then done a hybrid shoe for high fashion. Totally inspirational. I'm not sure if you can actually walk in it, but your end prototype was incredible. And I just loved your hybrid idea of balance. And then the winner is Kwok Hai Tung. I loved everything about this project. It was all based on traditional Hong Kong corner houses that were disappearing because all these areas have been modernised, and such brilliant inspiration and architecture, and just that fondness of home and the feeling that it gives you. I could feel within your sketches and within the first mood board you put together with the photography, going all the way through to your collection of 6 final handbags. Your moquettes, the way you storytelled all the way through, I totally got where you were coming from and what you were trying to do with your collection, and it was beautiful. So congratulations, Kwok. I really hope that I get to meet you in the flesh. And just a massive, massive shout out to you all, because you've done an incredible job and you've totally made my afternoon. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, what fantastic entries we've had so far. And I have the delightful job of announcing the winner of the People's Choice Award in a little while. So huge thanks to all the thousands of you who took part and voted for your favourite. And big thanks too to all our students, our amazing finalists, all chosen by their universities, who helped to make the Fashanne Awards one of the most exciting fashion design awards in the country.
I'm Chloe Cooper and I'm the design manager at John Smedley, responsible for new developments and for the women's wear collection. And I'm really thrilled to be judging the knitwear category this year. This is a time when the industry is facing really huge challenges and changes as people are reassessing their lives and their values in the face of the pandemic, and as environmental concerns particularly are continuing to grow. It's been so great to see sustainability as a key consideration in the students' work this year. I've been so impressed as well by the standard of work produced, particularly given the struggles and restrictions that I'm sure the students will have faced. A couple of projects really stood out to me. First of all is Penny from DMU. When seen up close in the detail shots, especially in her portfolio, Penny's stitch combinations and fully fashioning developments have a striking but simple aesthetic, and then the drape is complemented perfectly by her yarn choices. The link back to her initial concept of interactions and connections is really clear, so well done. In contrast to this, Kaya's work, also from DMU, is just an absolute celebration of stitch and colour and knitwear and rituals and her heritage, and it was just really joyful to see. I'm so impressed by the way she's managed to combine so many elements and still produced a really refined and powerful shapes. And finally, Tamsin from NTU. Her use of colour is so sensitive and effective, and particularly when combined with the ombre and marl effects she's used, it's really helped emote her concept of craft and deterioration in a really, really beautiful way. It's clear a huge amount of work went into this project. So finally, I'm really pleased to announce that the winner of the Knitwear Award is Kaya Vaughan Walcott from De Montfort University. Congratulations.
And well done to you all for getting through what has been an incredibly challenging year, full of change. You've all adapted really well to the changes that we've had to make. You've all been really professional, you've been resilient, and we've seen some amazing work coming through. So we've had lots of events this year, and next up is the Fashanne Awards. I hope you really enjoy it. You deserve to, and all the best for your future career, and please keep in touch.
As we all know, the past year has been extremely difficult on all fronts. I don't think there has been one area of our lives that has not been affected. Fashion and clothing in particular have been hit very hard. Many established companies have either not been able to survive the chaos or have been forced to radically restructure their business format. And yet, when judging the menswear design candidates, I was filled with hope and excitement for the future. There were so many strong and exciting candidates, and to think that this was all done under lockdown truly amazes me. It has been a pleasure and an honour to judge the Menswear Design Award.
Some people dream in black and white, some people dream in colour, some people dream really vivid dreams, some people can't remember their dreams, but we have to dream for whatever reason. It's something that our bodies is just programmed to do. It turned out that because of the whole stress, the anxiety of the pandemic, it was a way of our body sort of adjusting and understanding.
This year it was interesting to note that designs fell into two camps. There was the social political statement and the escapism. We had Olivia and Isabella's social political themes portrayed through hard-wearing and durable fabrics in dark colours or strong text on colours to raise awareness. In contrast, we had soft, luxurious velvets and silks, as used by Annika and Kion in their collections to express escapism and romanticism. The combination of east meets west by both these designers produced some very high quality tailoring pieces.
My collection was inspired by everyday life in my hometown of Wakefield, and I wanted to highlight the strong working class community in Wakefield who have shown support throughout the city's urban decline, council underfunding and the rising unemployment.
And so, we move on to announcing the winner of the Menswear Design Award.
My name is Annika Val, so I really wanted to look into that intersection of East meets West and how it influenced Hong Kong and its identity now, and how it's really important to hold on to that identity because it's very unique.
It gives me great pleasure to announce the winner, Annika Val from the University of Derby. Congratulations.
I'm Gary Knox, Sustainability Director for greenandcleaning.com. It's great to be back at the Fashanne Awards. I've been going through the entrance for this year's Sustainability Award. It's been great to see that there are more than last year. It's been of a very high calibre.
Repurposing and sustainability is always a big thing for me. The inspiration for my concept started off with my granny, and she is still very much an inspiration throughout.
The collection aims to create conceptual garments that are environmentally responsible and leaving little or no impact once they reach the end of their life cycle. So I've done this by looking into biodegradable and recycled fabrics, also including components as well, so everything's natural within this collection.
The sustainability strategy is the business strategy, especially with such a new focus on green recovery. That's why it's particularly important that no stone is unturned when it comes to bringing sustainability actions and messaging to the forefront.
I have sourced a wide variety of fabrics that are different in texture and weight. Most of these are dead stock or come from small businesses or are made from recycled materials. This was a really important design choice as it relates back to my concept of bettering our society, and it is a really important issue to raise awareness of sustainable practices. It was important to use end-of-line fabrics in my collection as it means that each garment is one of a kind.
All entrants have demonstrated their creative thoughts and ideas and the hard work that's taken place to get them to this stage. We've had influencing themes such as plants, grandmothers, Extinction Rebellion, food waste and theology.
Now, I created quite a beautiful connection to my past and to this contemporary collection by using upcycled fabrics from the interior furnishings of the community house in which I used to live. And so I emphasised the use of reusing your waste and upcycling fabrics to create a zero waste collection in which I also incorporated zero waste pattern cutting.
At Green Earth Cleaning we are passionate about the detail. We have to be to do what we do, and it's been fantastic to see such detail within the submissions. So congratulations to all the nominees who've worked tremendously hard, and of course congratulations to the winner. And to all of you, keep on doing what you're doing. Thank you. And the winner of the Sustainability Award, sponsored by Green Earth Cleaning, is Dominica Buonasorte from University of Derby. Well done.
I began my initial research for my final project during the first lockdown when we saw the environment change for the better, which urged me to research how much the fashion industry was truly contributing to the damage. The two main areas of pollution I focused on was landfill sites and water pollution caused by the dyeing process of garments. Seeing the devastating effects encouraged me to create a final concept which could do good.
Well, we still have a few more awards to go, but now it is my delightful job to announce the winner of the People's Choice Award 2021. I have the envelope here, and the winner is Paulina Golovasovic. Paulina, I hope I've said your name correctly, and you won with 21% of the vote, so congratulations.
Hi, I'm Ian Hagan, EMEA Global Accountants at Coates plc. As we moved through the pandemic, it became very clear that all brands, factories and suppliers no longer have a choice but to work towards global sustainability and ethical goals and standards. The end consumer will no longer tolerate brands, designers, vertical retailers that are not on a journey to a more circular economy.
My designs are sustainable since they've been taken from old and unwanted clothing, which then I've upcycled, as I thought this conveyed what is happening on the streets about being forgotten and discarded.
All of the applicants' entries for the Textile Design Award are incredible. The quality and standard is truly outstanding, and I'm late sending my decision in on the winner as it was simply so difficult to decide.
Hi Fashanne! I'm Megan Sweeby and my final major project is based on 20th century art and design movements. My submission has been based on the Italian Futurism movement and hugely inspired by Dada. So this is what I've come up with, and I am excited for you all to see.
First of all, I would like to mention 3 students whose entries really stood out to me. Kirandip Kaur. I love India, its people and culture, and I've been fortunate enough to spend some time over there in the last 10 years. The bold colours and textures Kirandip uses really made me smile. It's such great fun and really does transport me back to the residential areas of Bangalore I've visited many times. Julia Parsonage. Julia's collection and inspiration is clear and intelligent. The year 2136 is 115 years in the future, yet her design and thought process is very here and now. The magnetic wearable tech is fantastic, and if the weather continues in the same way that it has done this year, we'll all need to be wearing this sooner rather than later. The versatility is also a great success and has me thinking that sustainability can be driven through our industry utilising the same items in different ways. An alternatively great concept. Megan Gardner. Megan's inspiration is just lovely, and the fabrics she produced for the final collection are very intricate and excellently executed. If you haven't already been to Christopher Rayburn's workshop in Hackney, that is usually open to the public at weekends, this is something you just have to do. You'll really resonate with it. Now, sadly, there can only be one winner, and I'm very pleased to announce the winner of the Fashanne Textile Award goes to Natasha Finley. Natasha's final apparel design and accessories collection manifested from her dreams through the pandemic, so it's very bold, very different, very brave, and is a great advertisement that inspiration really can come from anywhere and everywhere.
What has been a really, really tough year for most students and also the industry as a whole has really been a challenging one for them, and I think you can see in a lot of the work how this year has really affected their starting point and their creative references. Sustainability, inclusivity, this idea of sheltering and protectiveness, or even escapism has really been high on the list, and it's been interesting to see how everybody's executed these and found really creative ways of still shining and showing us their work. So the presentation of students' work was really outstanding. I thought the videos that were submitted and the way that they've been edited and how they added clarity to everybody's story was really strong, and I thought that particularly applied to everybody actually. The 2D work similarly was really complementary to the storytelling, was very clear and really put across everybody's moods and concepts in their own way. It's all very personal but of a very high standard. Adelina Golding started with an idea around protective wear,
and used that in a constructive and creative way. I really liked the way that she'd executed that with the colour and the print work that she'd done, and this led to a really strong statement of a one-off piece, which she used in her presentation video, which had a lot of impact. Jones, her collection was built around an environmental statement, but I really thought it had a lot of new twist and looked very youthful. I love the colour use here, and also the prints and the way that they interacted and blended within the outfits to create new and other outfits. It had a really strong identity and a really strong message. Kennedy Beniston, sustainability was her focus, but again, it had a real modernity to it. I liked the idea of focusing in on one particular garment and then building a wardrobe around that, giving us lots of different looks, but with sustainability in mind, and without a lot of need for a lot of new items. So that again, that came across really well. So excited to announce the women's wear winner is Parasto Calandri from University of Derby. Her work had lots of rich, authentic starting points, both in a heritage and textile way, but also in a personal way, and that storytelling continued throughout. I thought the 2D work and the sketches were really fun, but also had a lot of constructive clarity to them, had a lot of detail. The use of colour and pattern was amazing, and particularly loved the crafted elements and the textiles, the element of embroidery and knitting in there, and yet it all seemed very modern and quite fresh and had a nice energy, and also a little bit of fun. And I think that's why this collection in particular stayed with me. It was such a high standard, but this one, whenever I went back to it, I saw something unique and different every time I looked at it. And the overall collection and the final sketches, yeah, really nailed it. I thought it looked really strong.
So that really is it for Fashanne 2021. 2022 will hopefully see us back at the magnificent St Mary's Church in Nottingham, where together in person we can celebrate the outstanding achievements of our university students alongside you and alongside our incredibly dedicated judges who've been with us throughout. Huge congratulations to all our winners and our finalists, and may this prove to be a really helpful step as you continue in your careers. Keep an eye on the website for all the information about Fashanne 2022, and until we meet again in person, from all of us, bye-bye.